Good morning again. Yesterday, we were on the first series. The first series are called the Zimbabwean series. This time we are on our second series of contemporary writers from Nigeria. You have many numbers in contemporary Nigerian writers. Of course, Elon Abela, Chimamanda Ngozi, and the rest. The one I'd like to present to you today is another Nigerian writer, the name of which goes by Sefi Atta. Sefi Atta was born in Nigeria, 1962, educated in the UK and in the US, Birmingham, in Great Britain, and then at the Antioch College in Ohio State University. She's come up with a number of books very rapidly, just to name a few. Everything Good Will Come. That's the one I could put my hand. It looks like this. Everything Good Will Come. This one was published in 2005. Then there was another one I do not know. I mean, it's so messy around here. It's called Swallow. Swallow was published in 2010. And then came another one called A Bit of Difference. A Bit of Difference was published in 2013. And this one, the very last that I could order, and I received a couple of months back, which is called The Bead Collector. This one was published in 2019. The global context of that book is pretty simple, of course. I mean, this book is kind of just is inserted in a much global context of what we call the last generation type of writing. We mentioned that in the Zimbabwean series, of course. These young writers have got that specificity that they were, most of them, born on the continent, and then of course they traveled, they went abroad, they went overseas, and of course that experience they have gathered in different countries, in different continents, also shows in the written production they are providing us with. So that's the type of writing we have here. Of course, The Bead Collector, basically the title derives from, in the book at least, there's a young American citizen who goes by the name Frances. Frances is a female American citizen who arrives in Lagos in search of beads. I mean, she's collecting beads, special beads, and that's where the title comes from. She is the one collecting those specific bits there. So to make it short, the book at first sight looks like kind of a book with a message, but there is no book with a message, naturally. This is my own interpretation. It looks like some feminist book. It looks like a book which is trying to define the place women should have in the modern Nigerian society. And this society is pretty well determined, pretty well defined, because basically that's part of an article I produced a couple of weeks ago. It's really about the Nigerian, the Lagos elite. The entire novel just is contextualized within the whereabouts, the doings of that Lagos elite. So it could come up as a feminist book, but it is also mainly maybe also a portrait of that elite I am talking about. So the main character is called Remy Lawal. I hope I do not mangle that name. Remy Lawal or Remy Lawali, whatever you choose to call her. That's the person we say. So Remy Lawali is married to Tunde Lawali, right? And they seem to have a fairly balanced kind of marital life. And then, of course, Remy has decided to kind of to have a more independent life from a husband, and she's got a shop. Actually, she's a shop owner, and that shop is it become kind of the epicenter of the whole narrative in the book, because everybody she meets kind of comes to a shop to order cards. She's selling cards, and those cards naturally they could be cards for marriages, cards for baptism, cards for any type of ceremony. People would come to a shop to order those cards, and of course that trade negotiation is also a pretense kind of to try to highlight the sociological the demography of those elites, and the way the love-hate kind of a relationship we might have in quite a ordinary society. So it comes again and again. This is really a book where Remy is trying to tell very quietly other women where they should be standing, what should be what's the place they deserve in that society. And of course, we see that in a number of interaction, right? At home, even though their couple, Tunde and Remy, their couple is one of the most functioning, if we might say, because beside them, we do have a number of married couples who spend their time hurting one another, really, which is not the case for them here. And of course, when I said it's a book about, it's a feminist book, it's not a feminist book. The way Chimamanda Ngozi kind of wrote a pamphlet called "We Should All Be Feminists." Kind of, it was a bit not extreme exactly, but I think not very. I mean, it made kind of men a bit more uncomfortable. Here, it seems to be a very quiet, very serene sort of feminist claims. Remy never quarrels with